How's it going, guys?
Hello.
The John and James here from Sudbury MMA.
It's the John and James show.
That's right. And a little bit of Ala Caroline over there somewhere. There she is. Guys, first of all, we're going to apologize for the noise. It's our March break camp week, and it's absolute chaos. James is, going to be bald by the end of the week. But the kids are having a blast, and you can probably hear them in the background. It's a lot of fun. So we'll just have to talk loud.
It's very echoey.
Oh, it is.
It's very
sure.
echoey in here. All right, so what do you want to talk about today?
Guys, you know what? Last week I had a couple of people approach me about, plateaus in their training. And it's one of those things that all of us have experienced as martial artists. Despite the number of years in, we all experience it. Yeah, James, actually before we started the blog, James was telling us that, he's going through a little bit of a plateau right now himself. And so what we wanted to do is, sort of talk about that, let people know that, number one, guys, if you're going through a plateau, it doesn't matter if it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, kickboxing, karate, Krav Maga, it doesn't matter what martial art it is. Plateaus, if you're training for an extended amount of time, are 100% normal, guys. So basically what we're here to tell you is give you a few tips on how to deal with plateaus in your training. James, you want to start?
Well, I think it's going to be different for everybody. Once you go through the plateau, like when I went from my first plateau, when I got my first blue belt, when I did get my blue belt, within the first 2 weeks of after that, I kind of plateaued. I didn't know what to do next. You kind of go through a little bit of doubting stage. And it is a little bit scary because you're so gung-ho, go, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, geez, is that it? Have I lost interest, or am I not learning, or am I, what if something changes? And I think it's going to be different for everybody. What did it for me is, once I learned to accept that it is a plateau, and I found out that you do get over it, and you work your way through it, and that there's going to be plenty more to come, because I did some reading on blogs, and I talked to you, and I talked to some of the other instructors, and I talked to some of the senior belts, and they all said the same thing. You're going to go through it, and it's going to be more and more, and throughout your journey. So for me, I concentrated on, I called it the stage of 1,000 taps. And that's where...
Actually, I remember James telling the students this.
And basically, in order to get through my plateau, I just went in and I defended the whole time. I just went in, whenever we were rolling, whatever, I just let them do whatever they can. I took my time. I tried to learn a little bit more about not using any strength at all and just feeling the weight difference in my opponent. And I just kind of, I don't know how it would be, I was very low-key for a while, and then eventually I just came out of it and it just got exciting again. But I got tapped out by everybody. Brand new weight belts. I was just going really slow and just letting them, I don't want to say have their way with me, but I was letting them learn their jiu-jitsu, and I was just defending the whole time. And it was great, and I got out of it. And I know, because I did it already, it's probably what I'm going to do now just to get out of it. And I'm going to concentrate on one thing. Maybe it's going to be spider guard or something. That's all I'm going to concentrate, is just focus on that until something changes. And when it does change, everybody's going to be different. You'll know in your head when it's changed and you're out of that plateau.
So guys, there's a lot of good information just in that alone. The first thing I want to touch on is James said he experienced his first plateau at blue belt. Let me tell you something, plateaus are not exclusive to white belts. Although your first plateau will probably happen in BJJ anyway, probably after about a year in, because your first year, it's almost like information overload. It's overwhelming just how much information you're getting. Every day is exciting. Every time you come to class, you're learning a brand new move. You're excited because then after about 6 months, so you're starting to catch people in those moves. You're catching your first sweep. You might even be catching your first submission. And then a year rolls around, and all of a sudden, it's whoa, I haven't seen anything new for a little bit. My go-to submissions aren't working anymore. My go-to sweeps are not working. Hey, that first guy.
I got something to add to this, but I gotta go get it.
There's that first guy that brand new guy in class who's super strong. My go-to scissor sweep doesn't work on him. So you start thinking, man, what's going on? And then that's where the self-doubt starts coming in, and thinks, how come the guy who's been here for a month, can pass my guard, and I've been here for a year? Well, guys, those thoughts are very normal. And you know what the bad news is? I'll give you the bad news first. The bad news is that it happens at every rank. James got it as blue belt. There's a saying sometimes in the industry where they'll talk about the purple belt blues. So you're a brand new purple belt. and you got blue belts that are tapping you out, and you're like, man, I'm a purple belt. I should be able to tap out all the blue belts. It doesn't work that way, guys. So then they hit that plateau, they hit that frustration. Brown belt, same thing. You know, you think by the time you're brown belt that you should be able to school any blue belt, any purple belt. Guys, it doesn't work like that. You know, I'm 40 years old. I got some very talented blue belts and purple belts in the club that, you know what, when they turn it on and they're in great shape and I'm in Putin shape, and there's going to be major problems, guys. So that's right. So I mean, I guess the first thing and the first message that we want to give out to everybody is that this is a normal experience, and it's something that you'll learn to deal with at different stages throughout your martial arts journey. And we're here to give you guys some different strategies on how to cope with those plateaus.
One thing I just went and grabbed it. One thing that did help me is if you're not already doing this for everybody, I highly suggest it is get yourself a notepad and start taking notes of what you learned, because you forget a lot of what you learn. I forgot more than I learned. So when I did hit my plateau, I had, you know, pages and pages and pages of moves and stuff and techniques that I forgot about. So I'll go back in my notes and find something and say, oh, I forgot about that. And the way I write my notes out in my book is I write the date that I learned it, who instructed it, and I write it in my own words so that I will understand it. So when I'm reading it back, I can picture it in my head. Now, any what?
Any other chairs?
This is live, guys. So.
Yeah. So this is So what would you like? Sorry, where are you going? Oh, okay. This is where so rudely interrupted.
I know.
If John was to read my book, he'd be like, "Well, you need some educational help because like it's like Dr. Scribble in here." But this helped a lot.
If you guys would look at my stick figures, you'd be like, "What an artist!" It's awesome. All right, guys. So one of the first things that I'd like to, kind of give people as one of the strategies to get through that plateau is honestly try something new. And it's funny because it seems like the higher people move up in the rank, the less that they want to do this. For example,
like don't go out and try swimming or something.
No, guys. I didn't even think that needed to be said. I mean, like, try something new, as in, you know what? You're a De La Riva guard genius. You know what? Start playing with X guard. And you know what? When you first try it, you're gonna be like, man, this sucks for me. No, it's because you've done it 3 times. You know, you got to keep practicing and get better at it. Pick a new position and work that position. If you're brand new, let's start off with something easy, guys. Learn a brand new guard pass and try and work that one guard pass. Don't try anything else, so that you will have an opportunity on people who are better than you, people who are not as good as you, and you get to work that one new position, one new technique. It'll give you focus. It'll give you something to say, today I know what I'm working, I'm going to try this. As opposed to coming in kind of like with no direction and thinking, you know what, I don't really know what I'm going to work today, but I'm hoping to be inspired. You know what I mean? So this is what we want you guys to do.
How you guys doing? Excellent. Good.
Another opportunity to do something new, guys. We're lucky enough to have 2 schools. You know what? Maybe getting some different training partners. Go to the other academy.
Come visit me.
Come visit James in the South End and try your techniques on him and all the students out in the South End. Or all the other students in the South End, guys. Sometimes, like switching it up a little bit will help you guys with that as well. Goal setting. Set a goal. If you've never competed, say, you know what, I want to compete at, we have a couple of good tournaments coming up. Of course, we have our tournament in the summer. There's a
Ontario Open's coming up, Niagara Open's coming up.
Yes, I mean, like, the OJ is awesome in that they have a tournament every month. You can literally pick a tournament, set a goal, and start working towards that goal, guys. I mean, there's so much that you can do to overcome those plateaus.
I know my strategy, so I know what works for me. A few things you mentioned, I'm probably going to try too.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's it's a personal thing. It's a scary thing, right? But just know that you're going to get through it. Talk to the instructors. Talk to your senior belts. They'll all tell you the same thing. They'll tell you how they got through it, but it's normal. And now that I know that, like this plateau that I'm in now, it doesn't bother me. It's because I know I'm going to get past it and I'm going to be better for it because I was the last time I got out of it. So it's not that big of a deal, really. It's not.
No, it's not.
Once you go through it, it's scary the first time.
Absolutely.
It can be depressing. It could be,
Absolutely.
but once you get through it, then you learn from it, like everything.
Sorry, guys. Just remember, a black belt is a white belt that never quit, right? Sounds cliche, but it's true. We worked through those, and maybe for another blog, injury management. James will have lots of experience talking about that one. Anyway, guys.
What's the trick to martial arts? Longevity.
Longevity, absolutely. Anybody could be a one-hit wonder for a month or so, guys. If you really want to get good at this, or to be honest, any sport, longevity is the key. Nonetheless, guys, it was awesome talking. Hope to see you guys all in class tonight and this week. Last week we set some attendance records. Let's blow those out of the park this week, guys. Take care.
See you later.
Ciao.